Awesome. All right. Welcome everybody to our Marketing for Success series. This class is all about quick and easy tips for a busy business owner or local organization lead. So I'm super excited to have you all here. Just some housekeeping notes is like, if you ever want to ask questions throughout the presentation, feel free to use the raise hand feature or throw something in the chat. I'll be monitoring the chat. Additionally, we love to see faces. So if you can turn on your camera, that would be fabulous. And then let's just like kick it right off. And so if you want to go to the next slide, I'll talk a little bit about us and then we'll dive right into the content. So Keep It Local Columbia County is one of the hosts of this marketing series. And if you haven't heard of us, we're a program that bolsters the local economy by promoting people to shop, taste, play, and buy locally here in Columbia County. And so we do that through our promotion of local businesses on Facebook and Instagram. It's probably where most of you have seen us. So, feel free to like and subscribe. And then we also have a free business events and website directory. And so anytime that you have an event or you want your business or organization is already on our Keep It Local Columbia County site, you can add it there. And soon we will be having the site completely redone and new. And that will have better features. Like, for example, if you had Wi-Fi at your location for customers, you can put that in there, or maybe you're pet friendly. And so we're really excited. It's a free directory for people to discover local organizations and businesses. And then we also have seasonal campaigns. So soon this October, I'll be going around and inviting people to participate in our Keep It Local for the Holidays campaign. So last year that brought in $391,000 of local spending. So I'm going to beat it this year and get as many people to participate. It's going to be fun. And next slide, I'm going to switch it over to my counterpart, Jason Moon, to introduce the other host of our series.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jason Moon. I'm the director of the Columbia County SBDC. So the Columbia County SBDC is part of the larger Oregon Small Business Development Center network. We connect local businesses to some of the local and statewide resources. So like Sierra said, we're one of the partners in this series. We offer free one-on-one confidential business advising, business plan development, management, access to capital, loan packaging. Last week, we worked through some marketing plans. We help you hire, manage, and retain your team, as well as navigating any sort of those sort of the business red tape locally and statewide. And we help gain access to accounting and financing resources and managing cash flow. So we're really excited to be able to partner with Keep It Local throughout this series. We had a lot of great feedback from the class last week, and just know that anything that's covered in these classes, you can always reach out to Sierra and I for further questions or help. And I'll ensure that I put my contact information in the chat.
Yes, the SBDC is like new to our county as of this year, and we're super excited about it. And so feel free to take advantage of this opportunity. We love to support you. And so on the next slide, I'm going to introduce our speaker today from Pioneer Utility Resources, and it is Carrie.
Hey guys, I'm really excited to get to speak with you guys today. I'm really excited also that you guys have such great resources available to you and all for free. It's just amazing what all you have at your fingertips. So today I'm going to be, I want to take a minute to introduce myself. I have been with Pioneer Utility Resources for 17 years. I'm part of another organization that they acquired a couple of years ago, Word South, and I reside in Rainsville, Alabama. They asked me for a fun fact, and so usually when I share that, I say that my very first job ever was as the bookkeeper for the Alabama Fan Club, and no, that is not for the state of Alabama. That is not for the Alabama Crimson Tide, the football team. It was actually for the legendary country music group, Alabama, if you're familiar with them. They're from my hometown of Fort Payne. that was my first job. I spent over 5 years with them and loved every minute of it. So today I was asked to meet with you guys and speak to you a little bit about digital marketing and to share a few tips with you. So we will, before we get into that though, I wanted to make sure that we had some time to get to meet each of you. I'd love to make sure that we know your name, your business, your organization, and share whether or not you enjoy marketing. So it looks like there's quite a few of us on here. Sierra, that might be best to just include that in the chat if you all want to just chat your name, your business, and tell us whether you like marketing or not.
Yes, feel free to put it in the chat. And if there's anybody that would like to speak, we'll just have like a few minutes to have you introduce yourself that way too.
Hello, Erica. And hi guys.
Hello, Erica.
And just learning, so I'm here to learn.
Good deal.
Marketing is fun so far.
Yes, well, especially for starting a brand new business, you know, like knowing quick and easy tips during this phase of the starting a business will be great for you.
Thank you.
I'm Dr. Rachel Del Toro, and I run infusions and injections in St. Helens. I do specialty medical care. I really like marketing, and I want to refine what I know and learn how to like batch content and think about it a little bit smarter, I guess.
Awesome.
Thank you, Rachel. Gail, I see your hands up. Also seeing the chat. Excited to see everybody. Looks like there's a few of us that love marketing, like marketing, enjoy marketing. Marketing is the fun part of their job. Oh, yay. And then
it's the fun part of my job, that's for sure.
Perfect. Well, keep putting that into the chat. And then just one more time, Gail, did you want to introduce yourself out here? Okay, perfect. Well, I'll hand it right back to you to carry.
Good deal. Good deal. So many of the suggestions that I'm going to share with you guys today don't just apply to digital marketing. When I think of digital marketing, I think for most small businesses, we're considering our website, we're thinking about social media channels and those avenues, email marketing and those types of things. So that's kind of where we were thinking when we came up with these tips. So, but they can apply to a lot of other things also. And so the first thing that we thought of and that we wanted to be sure we shared was that we need to stick to a plan. And it can also help you avoid fatigue. So when we think about that, we want to think about prioritizing and making sure that it's been said a million times, but if you haven't already created a plan, what are you waiting for? Let's make sure that we get that taken care of. That's the first step. If you don't know what your target is or what your goal is, how do you know when you've achieved that goal? Or how do you know when you've reached that target? If you don't have a plan, you do have a resource at your disposal, right at your fingertips. The SBDC can obviously help you write one. And so please don't hesitate to reach out to them. That's super important. Use those resources. Another thing that's really important to keep in mind is that when we think about digital marketing, things can get crazy really fast. When we just start adding up the number of social media channels that are at our disposal, we kind of feel like we have to be everywhere. And that's not necessarily the case. In fact, most research shows that if you focus your time and your energy on the channels where your customers are, where your demographic is and those folks that you want to reach, you're going to be a lot better off. So don't feel like you have to be everywhere. Just choose those that you think will work best for you, and then just focus your time and energy there. Another good tip, create a routine and to stick to it. We find that for most of us, we need to schedule time with ourselves. If you have a phone and you have a calendar on it, there's no reason why you can't go ahead and set a date, set an appointment with yourself, so that you make sure that you always have time built into your schedule that you can dedicate to this. If you don't, oftentimes you'll find that the day gets away from you and you haven't had the time to dedicate to it. You haven't given it the time and attention that it probably needs. And we don't want marketing to be an afterthought. We know that sometimes that's, when we put it off, it becomes a habit. When we put it off for too long, then it kind of becomes this beast over here to the side that we haven't touched in a while or haven't fed in a while. And now it really needs our attention and our focus. So schedule time with yourself. So we're talking about fatigue and burnout and ways to avoid that. So let's dive right in. Know your internal clock. Choose the time of day that you have energy. So if you're a night owl, good for you. I am not a night owl. I'm in bed by 9 o'clock every night. I work best in the morning hours. It seems like I get a lot more done then. And by the end of the day, I kind of need to pick me up just to make it to 5 some days. Mark Twain, here's a quote from Mark Twain. If it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. That's me. And if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first. And I love this. I absolutely love this because it's such a great visual, and it reminds me that if you're somebody who tends to procrastinate and put things off, tackle it first thing. You don't want that beast looming ahead. And if whatever it is, whatever that difficult task, that hard thing is to do, take care of it. You'll feel so much more accomplished if by lunchtime you can say, I got that done. And now I can, I don't have to sweat it. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And also at the end of the day, when you're leaving for the day, or when when you've done all you can possibly do, you don't have to sit there and say, okay, tomorrow I still have to tackle this thing. I still have to do it. Oh, and this is good to know. Research shows the mornings are usually the most productive time. When we fend off distractions best, and afternoons we get decision-making fatigue. So I'm right there. I fit that research. That is me. So another great tip is to avoid multitasking. That may be hard for a small business owner to do, because you wear every hat and you're responsible for making every decision and responsible for taking care of everything. But as much as you can, schedule time for yourself and schedule that time to just focus on the marketing or focus on whatever it is that has to be done. It'll help you, because it gives you that focused energy and that clarity to just dive into the task without all the distractions. That's always good. Research shows that you become less effective and will make more mistakes when you're multitasking. Perhaps schedule everything in bulk is another great idea, and do alike tasks next to each other. Also a great idea, and one that I should probably implement a little bit more than I do now. Keep notes on how long it takes you to do things, and then set time limits based on those. Absolutely, we need to determine how long it takes us to do something. If we know that it takes us 30 minutes to schedule social media posts, then we need to slot 30-minute appointments with ourselves so that we can make sure that we get those things scheduled and taken care of. So, you know, track yourself, use your phone that takes care of everything for you. Use that phone to set a timer, phone to set your stopwatch and to see how long it takes to finish those tasks. And then you'll be better prepared as you go ahead. And then who actually rewards themselves when they accomplish their goal? Is there anybody who gives yourself a little treat, at least a pat on the back? A gold star? Yes, I see that. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Keep track of what marketing posts and campaigns work and then stick to those to find your success. We don't always have to reinvent the wheel. Everything does not have to be new. Everything does not have to be 100% unique to you. If it's working, if it's a trend, and if you are excited and enthused about it, your excitement and enthusiasm will spill over to your customer base, to your clients, and to those you serve. So monitor those, review your reports and your analytics and see what's working for you. See which posts are the most engaging, and then make sure that you put out those same posts or similar posts, or use that formula again and again. It doesn't have to be that you're reposting the same thing, the exact same thing over and over. That gets a little redundant, but you can use that same formula. If it's a testimonial, if it is a local image, if it is a GIF that's humorous, whatever it is that you find that your people, your audience engages with the most, repeat that and do that over and over. And then the most important thing I would say is to have fun with it, because we've already said, if you're authentic, if you're engaging, and if you are true to yourself, those people that you are wanting to contact, that you are wanting to reach, they'll appreciate that and they will respond to it. When you try to be something other than yourself, I think that's where we run into a little bit of problem. It's harder to be somebody who you're not used to. It just is. And then we have our second tip here is to go automatic. There are so many things that you can do to help yourself. Probably one of the biggest and best things that I think where everybody needs to be using these tools, if you're not already. If you are someone who likes to post regularly, and you should be posting regularly on social media, studies show that Facebook loves you when you post regularly. And Facebook rewards people who post regularly. In Instagram does as well. If you a sporadic poster who just on occasion throws something up there, that's okay. But if you want your folks to see that, your post will show up in more threads and more people's streams if you're posting regularly. If you are regularly scheduling and getting stuff out there, Facebook kind of appreciates that and they reward you for it. So use their scheduling tools. If you're not already, there's the Meta Business Suite. It's 100% free. And if you're not already using the Meta Business Suite, I hope before the end of the day, you go in and you sign up and you get yourself logged in and you start using it. There's Sprout Social, Hootsuite, Buffer, Later, Hey Orca. There's tons out there. Meta Business Suite is absolutely free and it's pretty robust. Before I went and tried anything else, I would at least check out the Meta Business Suite to see if it's something that's usable for me and something that I could do. If you find that you need a little bit more robust capabilities, then check out some of these others like Sprout Social or Hootsuite. But Meta is going to be perfect for most of you. Here's a quick screenshot of the Meta Business Suite. It has a planner in it. It gives you the capability of scheduling your posts. So you've created your social media post. You know what you want it to say, you know, the image, the graphic that you're going to attach with it. You can click that planner. You can automatically schedule those posts. You can create a whole calendar. You can batch schedule so that you're not having to post these one at a time. You can take care of an entire week, an entire month, as far out as you want to go. You set the time when you want the post to appear, and then it's automatic. Set it and forget it. Can be a lifesaver. Autoresponder campaigns are another great tool that you can use. If you have a website, and especially if you have a website that has shopping carts, you want to use your website capabilities to create autoresponders, or if you're using programs like MailChimp. MailChimp has autoresponder campaigns that you can also use. And so when folks go in and they visited your website, you might want to set up so that after they've left, they get a little email in their inbox saying, you know, hey, we appreciate you visiting our site. If there's anything that you want, if there's anything that I can help you with, please don't hesitate to reach out. If they put something in a shopping cart and then they left your website, you get a notification, or you need to have it set up to notify you that a shopping cart has been abandoned. And then you want to set up that automatic responder to send them an email and let them know, hey guy, hey, I see you left something in your cart. I'm sure each of you has probably received one of those emails yourself. You know, hey, I see you left something in your cart, or did you forget something? You know, there's something in your cart, don't forget it, or sale ends tomorrow, those types of things. And the best thing about this is because it's automated, you write it once and then you don't have to write it again. Remember it, you don't have to be the person who's actually going in and doing this. It's something that takes care of itself behind the scenes, and you never have to touch it. You never have to do anything, but it helps you keep those leads and stay front and center in the minds of your potential customers. Does anybody have any questions about autoresponder or anything that we've talked about? So
Rachel.
So I feel very tech savvy, but Meta Business Suite, I go in circles. And I don't know if it's because I have I have two businesses and one personal Facebook. I know you can change it in the top left.
yes.
But I am like, I need a YouTube video to learn how to use this. It's not intuitive. Like I can pick up an iPhone, great. I go into Meta Business Suite and I kind of want to not do it.
Right.
Is there anything, do you recommend anything for like beginners to get to know how to use it or watch some videos? It's nice to know what's possible too, until you click on something like, oh, hey, I can create a reel here. I had no idea. Is there any like learning curve things for that?
Yes. Well, I'm going to say that the best thing you can do is attend the next session. I think that you're going to go more in depth. Sierra can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think that there's more information coming that will dive much deeper into that.
Yes, that class when you go into Meta, and then right after, or no, not next week, but the week after next week, we're going to do advanced Facebook and Instagram. And right after that class, if you want to book a one-on-one with one of our advisors, we have an advisor in every city of Columbia County, and then I'll also be offering it virtual. You can work on one-on-one with them and talk all about Meta. And so all of our advisors know Meta.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's free too, the series.
Good deal. Okay. Let's talk about templates for a second. I don't know if any of you guys are using templates for social media, for blog posts, for anything, but templates are your friend, and they can really pay off. One of the reasons I think templates are so big, and the reason that everyone should be using them, is because when we talk about your company and your brand, if you think about your company as a person, identity, they have a personality, and you want to make sure that that comes across with to your potential customers, because you don't want to leave them guessing who you are and what you're about. You want to make sure that everything that you show them represents you in the best light, in the way that you want to be represented. And so templates give you that ability. And they also help simplify your life, because as you use those templates, you kind of already know where you're going and what you're doing. You don't have to start with a blank page each time and think about, what should this page look like? What should this do? No, I know what my font is. I know what personality my font has. I know what my brand colors are. I know what my logo is. I know what kind of imagery works best for my company, my business. And so use those templates, create a few ideas, and then you don't have to think about it again. Another thing that I think is also a really good idea is to, it's responses for frequent questions or frequent complaints. If you have a lot of folks who are reaching out to you on social media and asking you the same thing over and over, create FAQs. Word doc, and it can live on your computer, but it's something that you just copy and paste as a response to folks. If you don't have an automation set up for a particular thing, there's still ways around that, but you want to be consistent. And you also, if you're a company that has 5, 7, 10, if you have several employees, and any one of those could be responding to or answering a question, you want to make sure that you're all on the same page and that you're sharing a unified message, that no matter who they talk to, they get the same response, they get the same experience. And so FAQs is a great way to do that. Something that you can go over with anyone who might be working with you, or, on social media on your behalf or on your business's behalf. Make sure that they all know what your voice is, how you respond, what you say, and all of those things. It can help you write a blog faster. It can help you tremendously when you're sales campaign, because you already have so many of the questions already answered, and even for designing like sales funnels. And remember that when we're talking about a response to a social media post or a response to a complaint, it might only save you 5 minutes, but if you have that, if you're saving 5 minutes every single time you have to do that task, it can really add up. Now let's talk about where you can get templates, because it's great to say, hey, have a template, but where do they come from? Do they fall from the sky? No, they do not. But there's some excellent resources out there that make it wonderful and that are amazing. When it comes to email campaigns, most email programs such as MailChimp or Constant Contact, they have templates that you can select and use. So find a template, find one on there that you really like, customize it to match your brand, use your brand colors, your company colors, use your company's font, use your company's logo, but use those templates. You don't have to start from scratch. When it comes to social media, You can use Canva. Adobe Express is another good one. And then when it comes to materials, Canva, Word, Google Suite, the Adobe Suite is also great. I want to stop here though and just sing the praises of Canva for a minute if I can, because I think that Canva is a tremendous tool for small businesses, for businesses who don't have huge marketing budgets, for businesses who don't have, you know, a graphic designer on staff. You know, I'm assuming that that none of you have a writer and a graphic designer and a marketer on staff. I could be wrong, but for me personal and my personal small business, I do not. It's, you know, it's a one-man show and I'm that man and I have to make it all happen. I'm a designer by, I have done graphic design for 17 years now as a part of what I do with marketing. And for my, you know, for my day job with Pioneer, I use the Adobe Suite. So you know, I'm an Illustrator and InDesign and Photoshop all day, Lightroom, you name it. If it's an Adobe program, I'm in it and I use it. But for my personal business, that you know, as a small business owner on the side, I save myself a lot of time with Canva. It's free. They free or a paid subscription. Their free subscription is pretty robust and you can do a lot with it. One of the things that I absolutely love about it though, is that you can create your own brand identity within Canva. And then when you find one of their templates, you can apply your brand colors, logo, the imagery that you want, and, you know, download it and you're good to go. It's very easy. It's very intuitive. There's tons of YouTube tutorials that will help you learn how to do it. And when I say it's robust, I'm not even kidding a little bit. You can find an image that you like and you can remove the background from it. So if I wanted to use this image of myself, I could, with a click of the button, erase, you know, the wall and the bookshelf behind me, and then do something really cool and funky with that picture. If I wanted to add animation to it, to create a GIF, it's the click of a button. So you don't even just have to create stills or, you know, a single image that's a still graphic for social media, but you can get really playful and use some animation and video through Canva. So I love it and I highly recommend it. And, you know, if you don't do anything else, check out that free version of it.
Really quick, I missed one question earlier. Leah asked, what is considered posting regularly?
Well, part of it depends on what kind of business. If you do things regularly, you know, if you're a shop who's open, you know, if you have a storefront and you're open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, it's going to be different than if you're someone who does webinars monthly. But for Facebook algorithm, I've noticed that my customers who are posting at least 3 times a week have better results. They have more likes, they have more engagement, which means that more folks are actually seeing those posts. So I would suggest that you do it at least 3 times a week. You might want to schedule that every other day. That might look like, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But that's what I would do. Okay. Keep it consistent and keep it concise. When it comes to marketing, the golden rule is less is more. There are a lot of golden rules in marketing, but one of them is less is more. Fewer words resonate more than more words. One thing that we do often here is, you know, yes, we have an editing staff, so I can write something and I can run it before an editing desk and have them review it and then help me, you know, tighten my writing. But there are also some programs out there that can help you do that. I use Grammarly personally. I know Hemingway is also good. It'll remove the typos. It will make sure that your grammar is correct, and it will also help tighten up your writing. So I would highly recommend that. And also, if you think about a billboard. When you're driving down the road and you see a billboard, if it has a lot of words on it, you can't read it and it feels jumbled. But if you're driving down the road and you see a billboard that has one really clear graphic image on it and maybe, you know, 1 to 5 words, it's a lot cleaner. It's easier to read. It usually packs a more powerful punch. So less is more. And that also helps you do your job better and faster because you don't have to write 1 million words. Pro tip, research shows that the ideal sales email is between 50 and 125 words. Again, 50 words, 125 words might sound like a lot, but once you start writing, they add up quickly. It's not a lot. Don't feel like you have to write 1 million words. Don't feel like it has to be 10 paragraphs. In fact, too many words can turn people off. People want to read nuggets. They don't want to read paragraphs. Bullet point what you can. Make it easy for them to see the facts. Think about making it a PowerPoint. Think about how you would share your information if you're creating a PowerPoint slide, and stick with that. That's really good. Does anybody have any questions on any of this we've talked about to this point?
Yeah, there's one question that's been added in chat. Can you post too much to Facebook and Instagram?
You absolutely can. You absolutely can. And you need to be careful about what it is that you're posting. And we can talk about this all day. And I'm passionate about it too. I will say, please, please, please. I said you want to be consistent and you want to have a schedule. So let's look at, you know, let's say we're posting 3 times a week. I'm a small business owner and I'm posting 3 times a week. All 3 of those posts cannot be sales requests, because what happens is you really turn people off. People don't want to follow your page just to have you say, hey, come buy from me. Hey, come buy from me. Hey, come buy from me. I want to follow your page so that I can learn about your new products. I want to know about your new services. I want to know what's on trend. I want to know who you are, and I want to get to know you as a company. What is your company personality? So we say, I think the rule of thumb is like 3 gives for every ask. If I'm saying this wrong, Sierra, if you know other facts, please correct me. But for me, you want to do 3 gives for every ask. And you might wonder what a give is, but a give is we want to educate, we want to inform, we want to entertain. So, and we want to sell. So those 3 gives: educate. How do we educate our people? Well, we let them know about things that are happening, let them know about things that are, you know, an event. You can share about an event. You can share an inspirational quote. You can share a funny gift. You can share a testimonial. A testimonial is not a sale. It may lead to a sale, but it's not specifically a sale. even sharing that you're having a sale. What if your business is having a flash sale, or what if your business is doing something special? That's not necessarily asking people to buy. It's just informing people that there's an opportunity to buy at a discount coming up. But don't get on there and say buy, 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 buy. Make sure that you're giving them some other post as well. And another great tip that I want to offer you guys is to outsource what you can. Odds are that each and every one of you as a small business owner wear tons of hats and you have to do everything. But there are some things that only you can do, that absolutely nobody else in the business can do. And I would suggest that you focus on those things, and that everything else that you possibly can, you outsource. What is outsourcing, and what does that look like? Well, the biggest one for me, I would suggest, is freelancers. If you can't afford to hire a huge staff to take care of everything for you, and I know as a small business owner, I certainly cannot, but I can freelance out or hire out some of those tasks that are difficult for me, but would be really easy for someone else. It would take me 10 hours to do something that someone else would have in probably 30 minutes or less. And there are excellent resources out there for freelancers. It's not just writing, it's not just designing, but think about, it could be photography. It could be, I freelance voiceover for videos that I do. You can freelance websites. There's a ton. An excellent resource for that is, I use Fiverr. It's 1 V and 2 R's, FIVERR.com. And you can go check it out and just see what all you could possibly freelance for. And there you get to see tons of people compete for your business, compete for the opportunity to do some work for you. They share examples or samples of their work, and then they tell you up front how much it costs. So you can maybe freelance 50 words for $5. If I could have somebody write 50 quality words for me for $5, I would do that all day. You know, it doesn't have to be expensive. You can find some really expensive people on there too. And just look at their portfolio, look and see the samples of their work, and you'll find some good stuff out there. Other things that can help you when it comes to outsourcing, automation software, things like Zapier. I feel like Zapier is probably a great tool for some folks who use all kinds of apps. If you're in Slack and social media and MailChimp, you can create rules that have those apps talk to each other within Zapier. But if you're not using a lot of apps, it might not be as helpful for you. ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, the autoresponder information that those kinds of programs have can be very helpful. And then if you're somebody who schedules a lot, or, you know, like books consultations or books services with folks, Calendly can be your best friend, because it can really save you a lot of back and forth between emails. You know, if you get a lead and you want to schedule a meeting or a consult with someone, you can say, you know, here's a link to my calendar, choose a time that works best for you and let's talk. Instead of saying, hey guys, I'd love, you know, we should schedule a meeting and talk. How about Friday? I'm free anytime after 2. and they respond and say, oh no, I can't do it on Friday. What does next week look like? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do it next week. I'm at a conference. How's the following week look for you? I'm open Wednesday and Thursday. You know, it just saves a lot of back and forth. Here's the link to my calendar, schedule a time, and we'll get together. Done. That can save a lot of time. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. So as a recap, the 5 tips: stick to a plan and avoid fatigue. Automate what you can automate. Use those scheduling platforms, those autoresponders. Templatize, use templates for everything that you possibly can. Be consistent and outsource what you don't enjoy doing yourself or what somebody else might be able to do better. Let's talk. Does anybody have any quick and easy digital marketing tricks that have worked wonders for you that you want to share with folks?
My friend showed me that going on to Etsy and buying like the Canva templates. So we did that for the store, and that actually made it really easy for starting out and just having stuff that I can send off directly to Facebook and all that. But they have different, you can just search, and they have tons and tons of different themes like fall or colors and all that. And they have Facebook posts, Instagram posts, stories and stuff that's already completely sized and ready to post. So those things have made it really easy. And then you can customize them for your business and change words around and add photos and all that.
That's a really cool tip. I didn't know that Etsy had that.
Yeah.
I buy, for my personal business, I buy a lot from Etsy. They're great.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Any other tips in the room that's worked out for people?
Has anyone used someone local freelance in our area and been happy with it? I'm looking for some help how to pick one.
Not sure if anyone has in here, but part of our local marketing guide that we've been handing out has some local people, and we have one of our advisors in that one-on-one class that she does it. Her name's Brittany Shin from Shin Social, and you could meet her during that one-on-one if you wanted to work on your page and get a feel for her. I know there's Mental Happiness Media and Natasha. Megan Fawcett in the area does it for a few businesses. Yeah, there's multiple on there. So happy to connect if you want to, because I know some and I always try to get to know more.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be wonderful. Thank you, Sierra, because I do want to keep it as close to home as I can. I don't like using the internet. I like to face with people. And
yeah, well, I love it that you want to keep it local. And Amy put it in the chat that they're a marketing freelancer as well in Columbia County. So, that's great to know, Amy. I'll put you on the resource guide.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. Here we are talking about using Facebook and Instagram, etc. And then we're also talking about how do we find people? I mean, I'm a freelancer, and so I don't need to post on Facebook and Instagram because that's not how my people come to me. They find me by word of mouth. So we're talking about both sides of it. How do you find a freelancer? You just answered, I don't use the internet. So, there's our thing. How do we do marketing if someone's not using the internet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that is definitely because not everybody's on the internet. And word of mouth is really big for some people. And so I know we talked a little bit about in the marketing 101 class. And we have some classes around that, just covering that topic too. But that's the one thing to notice is some businesses are B2B focus and business to business focus. And so I would love to maybe put on a workshop sometime or maybe a networking event where we can just get to know one another because those resources are more limited.
I guess, Sierra, what I was asking for was more, how do you pick the right one? Because I have seen a few. I do have my Keep It Local right here and saw some of the names. But, you know, it was like, I need so many little things and I've already have my budget for it. Who do I pick that's going to be as enthusiastic as me, will take that time, you know, to do one-on-one stuff with me and build that? I just felt like doing something local within, you know, Scappoose to the coast would be local for me instead of using the internet. So picking the right one and making a good choice for me, you know, tips on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would suggest having conversations with those people and getting a feel for how they do it. Research those, like what their portfolios look like. Carrie, do you have any tips too that you'd add on to it?
Do interviews. Don't go with, I won't say don't go with the first person that you speak with, but make a deal with yourself to speak to at least 3 people, because while you may like the first one, the second or the third may bring something new to the conversation that you hadn't thought of. And you want to make sure that you're choosing the person that best fits your brand, your personality, and that you can communicate well with. You know, there are different communication styles too. And so you're just automatically going to work better with a certain person. So interview them.
I love it. Thank you so much. Yes, great idea.
So keep things moving along, but if there's more questions, feel free to put it in the chat or also just contact me anytime and I'm happy to try to answer that or bring you resources to answer them.
What tips or tricks would you like to deploy? I think was our next, the next question for breakout discussion.
Yes. Seeing that we only have 2 minutes left, we'll just leave that one in the chat for people to answer. And then if you want to speed run the end, I'll also be putting the chat as survey. If everyone could take it, would be fabulous.
Here we go. So reeling it in, every business is different and has changing needs. Don't stress if you can't plan every sales funnel. Focus on what you can do, stick to your priorities, prioritize things, understand that it's okay to ask for help. It is okay to ask for help. And you guys are so lucky because there are so many resources available to you. You got this. We believe in you. You absolutely can do it. Just like every part of your business, marketing takes time, strategy, dedication, but be consistent. You'll get faster. Establish your brand as the authority, build a long-term traffic, and stay connected to your community. That's really, really important. And probably something we didn't talk about quite enough. Marketing resources, keyword research tool, Google Analytics, that Hemingway content editor, and fundamentals of digital marketing. These are all links that you can click on and learn more about. On the local side, the Small Business Development Center, excellent resource. Keep It Local, Columbia County, and the Marketing Resource Guide handout. All of those are also links that will be a part of this.
So thank you so much, Carrie, for presenting. We really appreciate you. And let me just finish out with just a few more things. And so if you could take your phone camera, scan this QR code, or I just put the link in chat. Oh, looks like I accidentally private messaged it. Let me put it in chat. This survey takes maybe 2 minutes. But if you could take it, this class series has been made possible by Business Oregon, and part of the of the series is we're going to be putting it on also in winter, January through March 2023. And so anything that we can do to make this class better, because I think we'll be doing this one again, please let us know. Anything that you liked about it that we should keep, please let us know. Overall, this feedback is really helpful for us as we keep doing these classes and be able to build future classes in the future. So please, please, please take this survey if you can. And then if you could go to the next slide, we've had some questions. And so if you click the, I think, thing twice, you'll see some text come up. But upcoming classes, so next week, we're going to be covering what does your brand say about you? And we'll have local speaker Dan Rocha from Paulson's Printing in St. Helens. He'll be speaking here on Zoom. Same time, all the rest of the classes are basically on Wednesdays, 9 to 10 a.m. on Zoom. And this is really crucial if you're trying to figure out what your brand voice is, not just like colorography, typography, your branding, but also just like you're developing your voice. He'll be discussing all those things as a professional brand maker. And then right after that, we've mentioned it quite a bit and there's been some questions about it, but Facebook and Instagram will be deep diving into it in this class. And right after that, if you want to go just personally into your own account, you can book a one-on-one. I know they're filling up fast, so I highly suggest using that link I sent earlier to book a one-on-one or work on your Facebook and Instagram page. Then October 19th, I'll be talking about how to drive holiday shoppers to your business. I'm excited for that one. And then right after that, this one's also been a lot of people are getting excited for, but maximizing Google My Business. So if you have a website and you're trying to figure out how to be found on a Google search, we're going to be talking about search engine optimization. We're going to be talking about the Google My Business platform. So that one's really great. And if you click the next button, there is a QR code to scan it. You can also find it on Eventbrite by looking up Marketing for Success series, but keep it local. And next slide, if you click one more time, thank you all for coming. We really appreciate you doing this. If you could take that survey, please do. There's an incentive too. If you can attend 5 classes, you'll get a free listing on our new website when it launches and be elevated in that. And so we love putting this on. Please give us feedback about what we can keep doing to make it better. And feel free to stick around if you have some questions you'd like to ask us. But hope you all have a wonderful day. And thank you, Carrie. Do you want to say any final remarks too?
No, I'm just, I would like to say really quickly that what you guys are doing is fantastic. I wish my local community took such an interest in the businesses there. So I hope people are really taking advantage of what you're offering.